Hello everybody, welcome to my latest video. Working quite large today, it's about 20 by 16 inches, so reasonably big, not the biggest. Um, Thank you as always for your likes and your comments and your shares and your follows. Of course, as well as YouTube, you can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, WordPress and my website jonkid.co.uk. Right, I'll start waving my arm about and see what we can create. Working in acrylics as usual, and we'll make a start. Just mix in a few bits and pieces. I've got a great big glass full of water, and I've got a separate tub full of water, and that's got my medium, and that's my Liquitex Flow Aid. And colours I'm going to be using are Payne's Grey, and I've got some sap green with a bit of carmine red, so just establish a bit of a horizon with my flat brush. Some interesting lumps and bumps already, just purely accidental. Just going to put a bit of anger in the sky straight away. Yeah, put a bit of drama up there. Bit more Payne's Grey going on. And just see what happens, just lays the foundations. So if my head gets in the way occasionally, so my hair doesn't help. So just added a bit of titanium white now, just create some interest in that sky. Working off memory as always. Yeah, I do like that sky already. A few more, just getting my long brush out now. A few more swirls in the sky. So far so good. I think it's important when you start painting is going with a positive mental attitude, because I find that if you think you're going to fail, you will. I think it helps filming every time. It's all the psychology of being filmed. It kind of forces me to do good. As I've said before, this isn't really a tutorial. Excuse me, just had my tea. Repeating on me. Yeah, in the tutorials I'm still learning. Just getting my style. But I paint every single day whenever I've got time. It works wonders. Yeah, not a bad sky. So I'm just going to add a few features on this horizon. Some nice thick Payne's Grey. Looking good. Yeah, I'm just going to add a bit of yellow in that horizon. I use lemon yellow, and I tend to add a bit of orange to take the edge off the yellow. all my paintings, well, majority of them are based on my time living in the Peak District. Spent my whole life living there before I moved away 5 years ago. Some good times. Yeah, used to do a lot of photography around the Peak District. There's all sorts of places you can go. One of my favourite, well, I had so many favourites, but one favourite place was Five Wells Chambered Cairn in the Peak District. And that's just near Taddington, just along the A6. And every time I went, there was nobody there. It's not signposted as far as I can remember off the A6, so it's just a little hidden gem. This Neolithic burial chamber would have been built under a mound, but the mound has eroded away, leaving the stones behind. Majestic place. And oh, I had so many favourite places, but I met the landscape photographer. He's well known, Stephen Elliott. On one occasion, I was up Wyn Hill doing some photography, and I set up my tripod and everything like that, and I had my dog Harvey with me, and he didn't like men, and he was very protective of me. And then I saw this figure in the distance, and as he got closer I realised it was Stephen Elliott, as I recognised him. He's well known. He hadn't a clue who I was, but as he got closer, my dog went absolutely bonkers at him, just barking and yelling at him, and he started nipping at his ankles. And yeah, I said to my dog, how dare you attack Stephen Elliott? But yeah, Stephen was a absolute gentleman. He didn't mind, and we did the sunset together, and it was a cracking sunset. It's one of the best I've ever seen. And the next time I met him, it was a few months later. I met him up over our Latour. He was doing a workshop, and I saw it. We said hello and everything like that, and we had a chat while I was doing his workshop. And I said, bloody hell, you're here, so it's going to be a good one. And he laughed, and then sure enough, it was an absolute belter, because it seemed to be, whenever he was out, it was always amazing. I went to a workshop once. Not a workshop, what am I on about? A bloody presentation by Stephen Elliott, and it was amazing. It was just wonderful. Listening, he's a great speaker. Listen to all his stories and things about his time photographing the Peak District. But yeah, look him up. He's, if you don't know him already, he's got his website, and he's on Facebook and Instagram and all the usual places. But he really is an incredible photographer. And if you live in the Peak District or you've visited, you'll know him, because most cafes and pubs and stuff and shops, gift shops, have his work in. And he's always running workshops, and he's the most down to earth and humble man you could possibly meet. His workshops don't cost the earth, so if you fancy going, get one booked on his website, because it will transform your photography and the way you think. This is, I'd say, only 10 minutes of me banging on. We've got an alright picture developing. I just put a bit of yellow in that sky. We really churned the sky up this time. Yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. That on the right hand side of the sky, sort of browny colour, I think it seems to work. That was an accident because I didn't clean my brush between colours. A bit more Payne's grey in. And there's bags of movement in that in the landscape. So far, so good. Yeah, I used to do a lot of photography around there and did quite a bit of wildlife photography. And yeah, oh, the best time was I'd been to, oh, I can't remember the name of the bloody place, near New Mills. There's Hague Bar, and there's the river that leads to New Mills, and I was walking along there once, just scoping out places to look for kingfishers. That was my aim. So I was going along the river, seeing if there's any signs of them being there, and I didn't see a single bloody thing. And went to this bit, um, and it's got a fence with it, and there was I came around the corner and there was a kingfisher there on this bit of bloody fence, and it clocked me and took off. I thought, oh yes, beauty. So the next day, or day after, I can't remember, I went over and watched that very spot of fence. I set my tripod up and my hide about about 10 metres away from the fence with my big lens on. And then sure enough, the kingfisher landed there. You know, it'd only been there half an hour, and it landed on exactly the spot I wanted it. And yeah, it was just incredible to watch. And I spent a long time, back when I had my breakdown, um, when I was recovering, I was off work for a time, and used to go down there and watch kingfishers. And it got to the point where they were there every single time. You could just about guarantee you could set your watch off by them because they're quite territorial. And this female kingfisher had a routine, if you like. So I used to arrive there before 9 in the morning, and perhaps 8 in the morning, and she'd show up and land on the same spot, and I'd take a few photographs of her and watch in amazement. And off she'd go, and she'd do a lap. She'd go down a bit further down the river, she'd go somewhere else, then somewhere else, and then come back at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And you could set your watch by them, you really could. Got the same daily routine. Just incredible to watch. Didn't seem to see him during breeding time, May, June time. She'd be off breeding somewhere. She'd move on, but the rest of the time, yeah, she were there. And one time I was, it got to the point where she wasn't bothered that I was there. I'd be sat eating a pack of crisps and guzzling a can of Coke, and she wouldn't react. And she didn't react to the shutter noise on my camera. So yeah, I got some quite pleasing shots of her. I haven't been down there for some time though. I ought to go back. Yeah, one occasion on that spot, that stretch of river, sat in my hide, and a bloody wren joined me inside my hide. Sat on my camera, and of course couldn't take a picture of the wren because that would meant moving my camera. But yeah, just sat there for a few minutes and then bugged off. Yeah, me hide's just a little chair, camping chair, with a camouflaged like tent on a frame around it. There's only enough room for me and my butties. Yeah, some fantastic times. Still got it. Yeah, it's coming on nicely this. Just work on the foreground a bit. I do like this little rake brush. You can get some nice lines and textures. Could be trees there, could be bushes. It's all about implied complexity, fooling the eye into thinking there's something there. I haven't really watched any tutorials on YouTube. There's thousands of them. The only person I have watched avidly is Stuart Davis. He's an incredible tonalist painter. Lives over in France and he does workshops. You get to spend the week with him in France. Wish I had the money for that. He uses oil paint though as a completely different medium to this. But he's taught me a lot about the illusion of detail, and that you don't have to be able to draw to paint. I certainly can't draw for bloody toffee. My hands aren't steady enough. Yeah, a bit of a road or something there. Yeah. Yeah, quite pleased so far. And as usual, the feature on the left on the horizon looks like Stanage again. Oh, it could be Carhead Rocks in Peak District. Could be Fogart Edge, Baslow Edge. Could be any one of them. And there's a bit of a plateau on the left on the horizon. It looks quite interesting as well. That's a keeper. So far so good. It's getting to the point where we're nearly there already. Just goes to show you don't need to spend hours and hours and hours on paintings. People do, but this is just the way it works for me. I always paint a la prima at first attempt. I'm just going to create some paths and things with me paint tube. Yeah, quite pleased with the depth on that. It's not bad. Not perfect by all means, but not bad. It'll do for me. A few details in, a few textures and stuff. Yeah, get some stuff going on in the distance. Yeah, thanks again as always for your comments and stuff. It does mean a lot. Just a few sweeps of the foreground. Yeah, it's the most relaxing thing in the world, painting. Nothing better. Weekend before last, yeah, I always paint indoors in the studio with no windows. But I was interviewed on camera painting, and I painted outdoors for the first time in my life. And it was just magical painting outdoors. Because stuck in the studio, you don't get the feeling of the breeze or the sounds of the birds, which outside was just lovely painting. You had, excuse me, it's my food repeating on me again. You had, painting outside by the sea. You had the sound of the seagulls laughing raucously and the noise of the sea lapping at the shore. It was absolutely wonderful. I'll be doing it again, definitely painting outdoors. And I didn't paint what I saw, I just paint what was in my head. I don't think that matters. And while I was painting, there were a few people I was aware behind me while it was being filmed and watching. So it got a bit of an audience. I don't know what they made of me painting a Peak District scene when I was looking out to sea, but yeah, there was a few people looking as they went past. Must have thought I was some celebrity with a camera. But anyway, I think we're there, so yeah, looking good. Thank you so much, and I will see you during the next video. Thank you. Bye bye.